We are live.
I think that might be you when you shift on the chair. Hey everybody, we are in East Tennessee at a very old house. We are investigating. We're going to be here all week investigating this house. And we decided to go live to see if anything happens. And you can see it right along with us. We've got a laser grid set up. So one is there across the stairs. The other laser grid shoots across this room.
I'm gonna trigger those as I walk into frame here. You'll hear them go off. I'm gonna set this one off first. And then I'll be setting the second one off. So we're pretty much wired here. I'm not bragging, but this was actually a design created by Ghost Gear for me. It's still relatively kind of just
In the design phase.
in the design phase. It needs to be encapsulated with a nice case, but it seems to be working efficiently right now. We've got also behind us some ghost meters, another ghost meter over here, another door you can't see. Once you see the video we're putting together at some point, you'll be able to see this whole arrangement. And if anything walks in this room, they're caught. So with that, I'm going to sit right here. A little bit ago, I was on Facebook and I was kind of antagonizing a lot of Trump.
Oh, I was just trying to see if that people still lit up.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't see
It's
anything. That's kind of the sucky thing about this.
we'll hear everything except for the tower. That's the only one we won't hear.
Yeah.
But I should see the lights bounce off that door if it lights up. It's pretty bright in the middle.
I don't know why. Even last night, we had so much. The activity was just off someplace else. I have never.
I think Flash Mill, what's coming to red?
What is
Full time, it's my epic box.
Flash from what color?
Red.
Red. Saying a lot of no. What about what have I been saying? That's
I don't know.
a no.
You guys talking about how active it was last night?
What
Saying
was
you
that?
can do better?
It was active last night.
It was.
You lying to us?
Are you saying you can do better than last night?
So the arrangement in here tonight is we got the MACD, we got the proximity locator flashing. We've got another, basically it's a proximity locator you designed.
Yep.
On that bucket
With the green light.
with the green light on. You probably can't see it green in IR, but the millimeter is reading 0.4, and that's due to the fact that the pump is putting off a bunch of EM and it's reading 0.4 clear out here to the open room. That's a lot of EM. So we're generating enough for something to hopefully happen. We've also got a camera over here in this other corner of the room that's kind of covering we're kind of covering all angles here tonight. So we're good there, I think. While we were live on Facebook, you've seen what you described as some kind of an orb
Yeah, like
that was just stationary, that was just there, a light. And when I walked out there with a flashlight,
there's nothing there.
there was nothing, just disappeared, gone. Just before we went off air on Facebook, out of the corner of my eye, I know I seen a physical light. Unfortunately, well, maybe this camera's seen it. I don't know.
We also will go back and look at it.
Well, I'll definitely go back and look at it. But when I was talking about, I know I've seen something, what happened?
The
I think Bob's with it.
It said yes.
For the first time.
And it's been saying no for 3/4 of this first part of the investigation.
Right.
We've been probably doing this for what? Yeah, an hour and a half. Not quite 10 o'clock. If anybody would happen to watch that Facebook, please take in mind that I wasn't being indignant to the fine people of Tennessee. I was trying to work up some energy. There was a battle that occurred just down the road here.
Civil War.
It was a Civil War battle. And I was trying to provoke activity by just talking about if we would have had cars back then, if the war wouldn't have lasted 4 years, it would have lasted just a couple of weeks because the North Middle will drive down and we would have finished a lot sooner. That's not the case. I don't really feel that way. God bless everybody that fought in that war. You know, brothers and sons and everybody lost their lives that were related. It was a tragic thing, and we've become a better country for it. So God bless all those people that fought that war. I was simply trying to provoke activity. It didn't work. So whatever's here is probably not from the Civil War battles.
Probably not.
I don't know.
Unless they're from the north.
Father Ruben Lopez feels that it is something unhuman here.
Right. Several of them.
Several. He said what? He said 10.
10.
10, and I talked to Dr. Rebecca Foster. Now, Dr. Rebecca Foster is a wonderful friend of mine. She's clairvoyant. She's a parapsychologist. Wonderful, wonderful lady. I can't speak more highly about her. I sent her some photos of this location, and she first started off by saying she apologized for not getting back to me sooner. But she said it appears to have been a lot of death in the house with multiple overdoses and possibly suicide. And you have several females and males in the home. With so much death, I would also assume you have a lot of dark energy hanging around too, to consume you in the same way. So that was from, again, check her out on her website or on Facebook, Dr. Rebecca Foster, wonderful lady. She's helped me through a lot of things, dealing with what I do. I've been doing this now for 40 years. Thought I really knew everything about the paranormal until I went to a place called Stagecoach Inn. This place is kind of in comparison to that.
Yeah.
I mean, not completely lining up. I investigated that place for 7 years. I wrote 2 books about it. One is called In Too Deep, and the second was called In Conflict. And the late great Coyote Chris Sutton, when he read the first book, he says, in fact, he was a little hesitant on giving me a review because he'd read a lot of his friend's books. And he said, Alan, he said, I've never known an investigator like yourself that wore his heart on his sleeve as you did. He really thought I told it as it was, as being a paranormal investigator and the hell that I went through in that place. This is real similar. I mean, with some of the things that's gone on are pretty unnerving. It's not like you see in Edinburgh. There's a lot of places out there that, you know, your Edinburghs and your Veliscas and McIntyre Villa, Sally House, they have been stomped to death. This place has never been investigated before. The people asked me to come down and take a look, and quite honestly, I have never, you know, it's just remarkable. It's different than anything I've ever experienced before because I don't know what's going to happen. You know, at these other places that you go to, you have a pretty good idea what you're going to experience, where you're going to experience it at. Here, we have no idea. It's been happening. Last night was
very interesting.
Yeah, it was very unnerving.
It started off quiet like it is today, and then it picked up
It
to the
really
point
picked up.
where we were ready to go.
Yeah, we had to leave. There was just no two ways about it. I had to get out of here. There was one device that was being affected dramatically. That we finally got it to calm down using a Catholic chant, so to speak. It was just like, what was that?
Somebody's phone beat.
Wasn't mine.
Sound like people over there. My phone's not over there. My phone's over there, and it's your computer. And I had it on vibrate. Sure it wasn't?
It was not me. My phone does not ding like that.
I know. And I've heard it before here. And it's not my phone because I keep it unplugged. So you shouldn't hear it at all. And I'm not connected to any Bluetooth speaker.
What would make that sound?
You got a minute?
That sounds like one of the bells that somebody.
Yeah, it's the same sound of an Apple iPhone. It's what an Apple iPhone sounds like.
Did you?
Could have been. I was off, but I wasn't on vibrate like I thought. So it could have been me. But it sounded like it came from over here. But sound.
So anyway, where was I at? Where was I going with all this?
Where were we? We were upstairs, weird stuff was happening,
Yeah.
it was affecting one device.
And we did, it was a chant, I guess, a prayer, a musical prayer. It sounded like the Boys Tabernacle Church almost.
Yeah.
You know, and it was all done in Latin. And, oh my God, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was the most beautiful thing I've ever heard, I think. And I had it over the Bluetooth speaker, and Father Lopez said, we need to play it 3 times.
Right.
I just seen something float across there with my own eyes, zoom in that direction. Is there something in here in this room with us right now?
Did you zoom into that room?
Yeah, it went right across there. It was, I could visually see it with my eyes.
Is something in the room with us, or in the room next to us?
Be over there now. Could be coming around. This room coming around. Yeah, it does.
Are you just observing this from a distance?
Maybe they're afraid of the equipment.
You know, you can use this pump over here to help manifest yourself. I ain't gonna use that word. Manifest, maybe that's something you don't even understand. You can make yourself visible to me and Robert, possibly by using this device. I ain't gonna use device.
This box.
Box. It looks kind of like an old radio. And if you come over here to it and feel its energy, you might be able to maybe even see yourself. You know, I don't know if can it go see itself?
I don't know.
I don't know. But you might be able to do that. But anyway, it got to the point where this music played and the device, it would begin to diminish.
Yeah.
And it got less and less and less and less. He said, play it 3 times. Well, I attempted that. And every time it would get just about a quarter of the way into the song, something threw it out. And I'd have to start it over again. And I did that like, 3 or 4 times?
Yeah.
And finally, I was able to play it all the way through, 3 times in a row, as Father Lopez had asked. And on the 3rd time, the device, it completely diminished to nothing. It wasn't lighting up, it wasn't doing it, and that was impressive. And And we had taken some steps before that to make sure it wasn't other things that were causing it to do. You can see it on the video. I'll be, as soon as possible, I'll be putting all this together. But last night was just, I'd never seen anything like it. Outside of seeing a spinning wheel turn once, and I caught that on video. That was at the Stagecoach Inn. Again, please, get, right here, get my books, In Too Deep in Conflict. It was the most terrifying 7 years of my life. I discovered then and there that I wasn't the investigator that I thought I was. Now I know that I'm nobody. I am a novice when it comes to the paranormal. I know enough to know that I don't know enough. No longer act as if I know everything about this line, this profession, I don't know what you want to call it. I don't know anything. It changed my life completely. And tonight I've been kind of poking that proverbial paranormal stick into things, but I'm doing it in a manner that I'm keeping God very close at the same time. And I didn't do that before. And then this thing back here, the Epic Box, it will occasionally, when we talk about religion and talk about God and about our angels, it will start giving no answers, like no, doesn't want to hear it.
Right. She said.
No, but I'm hearing something.
I think you're outside, because I thought I heard something over there as well. Just, but it was kind of like, or something.
It's kind of like,
Certainly.
yeah, it's kind of like a pack of wolves. It's just like, it's just out there. And I'm waiting for one of them to try to slide in here.
Mm.
It was like it was last night.
Yeah.
And but it was like situated in one spot. It like got into that one spot and it just hung on there.
Yeah.
It wouldn't move. None of the other devices that we had did anything.
No, it was like fixated on it.
It was completely fixated on the tower. It didn't. And the tower is. I'm going to just tell you a little bit. It's an EMF device that was just going absolutely bonkers. And I brought millimeters next to it. We brought the ghost meters next to it. None of those things were affected. None of them. We moved it off of the column that it was sitting on, and it stopped. I had a Bluetooth speaker that we were using to talk to Father Lopez, put the speaker right up next to it, and it wouldn't go off. We put it back on the column, a wooden column, and it takes off like a Christmas tree.
Mm-hmm.
Today, we've been walking around with the K2, and every wooden column that's in here, the old, really nice column with the really fancy sculpted tops, we can put a K2 on wooden columns, and we're getting K2 hits off of it. That is the most non-conductive of anything is wood. There shouldn't be any EM there at all. But most of these wooden columns, say what, 3/4 of them?
Yeah, all the ones in that main living area. So the ones that on this fireplace set to the left, the one on the right, and the columns in the middle.
And they all had EM on them.
They all have EM.
Strong.
The one in here.
Strong. Spike into
strong.
the yellow and into the red.
Yeah.
I did a really brief video today of we were doing that. We're just like, this doesn't make any sense. There's no power there. There's nothing there that's emanating any kind of EM. There's no motors, electric motors. There's nothing. In fact, you tried some of the outlets.
Yeah,
And the outlets didn't show anything. So this place, we're just not real sure what's going on here. For 1 minute, it's just kind of like a vacuum. And right now, I'm getting kind of a headache. And I don't know if it's because it's a lack of water. I should probably get some more water. I'm out of water. and parched. Father Ruben Lopez said that these things will attack me just from my own history with the Stagecoach Inn, which was very dark place. I have kind of my own, I guess, jokingly, I have said since I've been investigating the Stagecoach Inn, it's like I have a neon sign over my head that I can't see. And it's, that neon sign is flashing brightly that says, "You can screw with this guy."
Here,
And yeah, here he is. And that seems to ring true. You've been with me in several investigations.
Yeah.
And there are some really strange things that happen around me. So whether that's the case, I don't know. I'm about as sensitive as a blade of grass. I am borrowing that little line from a good friend of mine, Jim Martin. But I've used it many times. And it's true. I am not clairvoyant in any way. I'm just an investigator. I try to find the root cause to everything. And last night, I couldn't find a root cause to anything.
no, it makes sense. Why only one device? One EMF device was being affected. When we
Grab
moved,
some water.
all right, when we moved another EMF device into that location, nothing would happen. So it was only the one EMF device, which is the tower that I made a long time ago. Made one for Alan, and this one wasn't sensitive enough for me, so I didn't think that it would, do a good job, but it has been working pretty well out here. And there's a weird light outside. Alan, is that you?
Where, right here?
Oh, yeah, right there. Oh, I thought you left, and then there was a light. I was like, holy cow, something's happening.
Let's get some water.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go outside to get water.
No, it was in the other room. I just went around.
Okay.
Everybody, you can probably see up the steps. At the top of the steps, you see one of those pillars, and you can see that tower standing up there. We don't know if it's going off or not. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but if you do see it go off, no, we don't. I might see the light reflect off of the door, the front door, if possible, because the tower can be pretty bright when it does go off.
I can't see the LED screen from here
Okay.
on the camera, but I don't know. I haven't seen anything flashing on the screen. So we're just basically just kind of sitting here. If you want to experience what true paranormal investigating is without being that one guy, his name starts with Z, and something happens every 2 minutes, this is the wrong channel for you, because this is kind of like watching paint dry. But when it happens, it seems to really happen. I assure you, when I put all this together, it won't be quite as boring as this. I'm going to have there's some pretty good stuff in there.
Yeah.
I mean, what we've caught so far, I'm not going to embellish anything. It is what it is. We've been here now this is our third night,
Third night, yeah.
and we've had something happen just about every night. But it happens and then it's done. I will say this, last night, I hope we caught it on camera. We had an event as we were leaving. It was a vibration sensor. Oh my God, it went off. It was like mocking of the Trinity. That's the only way I can describe it.
Just as we were leaving. And we were not walking around it to make it go off.
It was clear upstairs.
It was upstairs. We were downstairs.
And something was affecting it, and it's literally something you've got to nudge. I've been walking around right now, doing my thing, and it's not doing anything. And it's basically pretty much in the same spot. Actually, it's closer
Closer than it was, yeah.
than it was last night. But the upstairs was extraordinarily active last night. Wow, it was crazy.
When you left,
Yeah.
and I was talking, and I was kind of up the straight ahead. You see how you can kind of see the laser light, it bounces off
Yeah.
the dust or what have you?
Yeah.
I saw that shoot across, but it was white.
I was seeing the same thing, but it was right down here.
But
It was lower, and
It was,
so I was,
it was right below this, so I could see it. And I went towards the camera and then just moved away. And I watched, I traced it with my eyes. It wasn't super bright, it was just no brighter than those little lights that you see with the laser light.
well, those with the laser light, they show up red.
Yeah, no, this was not laser light, this was white. That I saw. And it kind of started, and then after that, I saw this wall light up with light. And that's when I was like, Alan, are you still in here?
Yeah, I was just getting water.
Something's about to happen.
No, we did that last night. We actually, I was sitting in the Explorer and you were doing your experiments with the Epic Box, and that turned into a fiasco. We won't get into that. They'll actually have to watch that. That was the beginning of everything. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
It was the beginning of everything that happened last night. And I'm not sure what the beginning of everything's gonna be tonight. The Epic Box has been pretty still. Earlier, I played the flute, and when we asked if they liked the flute, it was just a solid no. Did not like the flute, did not like the Native American flute at all. That was really, we've had a lot of negative answers out of the Epic Box. That's right there behind me. Shit.
Is that you?
Yeah, it was me.
Okay.
God, I hate that when it happens. I need to put this in another room or something. That was Messenger. Somebody's talking to me. Sorry about that. I use my phone. Everything here. I've got this e-pump going over
We're
here.
sitting right next to it.
It's so, if anything is gonna set it off, anything off this room, that e-pump will. I'm not worried about this phone. Let's see. Somebody, that scared the hell out of me. Let me see. Was that you?
Yeah, it was happening.
No. Making the floor bounce?
I chalked it up to your ear.
No, the floor is bouncing. Like somebody walking through here, the floor is freaking bouncing.
Yeah, I've been chalking it up to your ear.
No, the e-pump isn't gonna do that. I can physically feel this floor like somebody just walking heavy across here.
Yeah, you've been talking.
Yeah, but-
I've been feeling it.
But I just now felt it, and I felt in the whole, my chair, my feet, and everything, it just kind of like,
Well, I was feeling it when we were doing the Facebook broadcast. Like I said, I kind of chalked it up to the vibration of it.
no, that thing is not gonna make that kind of movement. She sent me. Angelina's saying something.
And the thing is, yeah, she doesn't believe in evil and there's such things as demons. But
Yeah, I'll
I can feel it.
I'll listen to that for a little while. Something that Angelina sent me. She's kind of, Angelina is a good friend of mine. I've known her now for several years. She feels things, she sees things. And in this little voice message that she sent me, and she said she can definitely feel things going on. Again, I'm as sensitive as this flashlight. I do not sense things. I do, however, like anybody else, I hair stand up my back of my neck when I feel anxious, when I think there's something around. I'm no different than anybody else, but I couldn't tell you if somebody was standing next to me, who they were, what they're doing. I'm not that person. Never have been. Hell, I didn't even believe in the paranormal until 40 years ago. I grew up on a farm, and everything was pretty much matter of fact. You know, I was scared of the dark when I was a kid. And I talk about it in my book, you know, actually it was in my book, In Conflict, when I was going back to the inn again to do some filming over there, and I didn't want to go, and all the things that were associated with going back, and it was conflict for me. And I wrote about it, that I was scared of the dark when I was a kid, and how my grandmother did a little exercise with me. And it was like, oh, I'm not scared of the dark anymore. And I wasn't for years. You know, I had no fear of the dark at all until I got to the Stagecoach Inn. And then that everything that she bestowed in me was erased immediately. You know, it had no more weight to it at all. So if you ever get a chance to read my books, do. The way I put In Too Deep, I guess it's a book that you do not want to be me. So if you don't want to be me, read the book, because that way you can avoid what I went through. That's the best way to put it. You know, it's kind of like my book of stupidity. I'm saying that about myself. You know, I did a lot of stupid, dumb, asinine things while I investigated the Stagecoach Inn. Anyway, read, yeah, it's a hell of a story. Coyote Chris Sutton, God bless him. Again, he read it. He said I wore my heart on my sleeve like nobody he's ever seen before do. So take it for what those words are. He says that whether you're in the paranormal for 40 years like myself or just getting started in paranormal, that it's a must read. That's exactly what he said.
I've read it. It is a good book. It's kind of a survival guide.
Yeah, it is a survival guide. Yeah, it is a survival guide. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. I'm not seeing a lot going on. I think we're going to probably cut this live stream short. And we're going to sit here and watch paint dry. I'm going to walk around the other way. I'll let Robert say final goodbyes. But please, if you could, subscribe to this page, channel. I'm new at this whole YouTube thing, as you might probably all gather. Subscribe. Everything you'll find out about me is pretty much the real deal. I have no reason to embellish anything. It is what it is. Whatever I find or don't find, there's no gray areas. It either is or it isn't. And right now, I'm tipping on the edge of is in this case. I walked in here with eyes wide open, and I told the owner that I was going to say that it was or wasn't. And yesterday we got the phone, and I said, "Hey, man, you've got a problem here." And I don't want to tell anybody that because this shit is hard to get rid of. And Father Ruben Lopez feels that there needs to be an exorcism here. And when we were talking about that, that's when all kinds of crap started going on. Right. So anyway, I'm going to walk around. I'm going to shut this live stream off. If you want to say final goodbyes, thanks for watching. Please subscribe.
Yes, please hit the like button and the subscribe button. That's one of the alarms we have set up. That's a laser tripwire. So yeah, hit the like button, subscribe, and watch the channel for future videos. We will be editing and compiling all of these videos for our week-long investigation. And we really want you to watch it and appreciate it. Thank you.